My name is Rick's Movies and Music, and I love talking about movies and music. So if you do too, make sure you hit that subscribe button as I am on the journey to get to 200 subscribers. Now, let's talk about Godzilla X Kong, the new empire. This movie brought out a side of the Titans that I really love. They have more personality to them now. Kong always had some personality, Godzilla too, especially in the last movie. But in this movie, bro, Kong and the rest of the Titans were literally funnier than the humans. In these movies, like always, they're gonna put some humans in there, maybe some human drama sometimes because of the budget. There wasn't really much human drama in this one, but it was just a lot of jokes that just did not work for me. A lot of them were cringy. Some of them will get a chuckle out of me here and there, but for the most part, the comedy on the human side did not work. This movie felt like a Kong movie, which I'm totally fine with because Godzilla had his fair share of screen time for the past 10 years. This movie created a lot of characterization and character development for Kong because he was a lonely dude. He thought he was the only one of his race. It felt like he has no purpose. Like, you really felt Kong's loneliness in this movie. But as you can see in the trailer, there's other apes in Hollow Earth, which directly connects his character development side of the movie. Now, on the visual side of this movie looked fucking delicious. The CGI was done very well. There were a lot of times where you really felt like the size of these motherfuckers. The Scar King was a great villain. He was an amazing fighter. This motherfucker was doing flips, back flips, side flips, front flips. Godzilla was doing WWE moves. That final fight, mwah! Although the final fight was amazing, I did wish the outcome was a little bit different. Which brings me to the bad side of the movie. I wouldn't say bad side, but the side that didn't really work for me. It felt like the ending wasn't really rewarding. You know what I mean? If you see the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It felt like those type of endings is kind of typical. It's kind of like, it's not really interesting. It's not really satisfying. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. The ending wasn't really satisfying. It was like, okay, it felt like, okay, this is just a cliche typical ending. You know, Scar King's trickery, the fact that he was using Shimu as a weapon, it definitely characterizes him as a villain, right? I feel like the reason Godzilla and Kong should have teamed up was because this villain was just strong as hell. Just like King Ghidorah. Like, Shimu being a slave means that he was never a villain, right? He was never really an antagonist. He was being controlled. So that means that at the end of the movie, it's gonna be a 3-on-1. At that point, it's just not interesting anymore. It's just not. They either should have made one villain, right, just so goddamn strong, Godzilla can't beat him by himself, neither can Kong. Or should have made it a straight up 2-on-2, where it's just two badass villains that Godzilla can't kill by himself, neither can Kong, and then have both of them, have Godzilla fight one and Kong fight the other one. I think that would have made me love this movie even more. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like Godzilla vs. Kong a little bit more. Because Mecha Godzilla was beating the living hell out of Godzilla. And they wouldn't have been able to defeat him if they didn't work together. Overall, this was a great MonsterVerse film. There is no way in hell that it deserved 55% rotten on RottenTomatoes.com. Let me repeat. There is no way in hell this movie deserved 55% rotten. If you was able to give Godzilla vs. Kong 76%, there is no way in hell that Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, deserve a 55. I feel like this movie fell victim to Godzilla Minus One, which critics love. I thought Godzilla Minus One was an okay movie. I think it was good. I didn't think it was bad. But the overall hype Minus One got, holy shit. I saw it once in theaters. Maybe I need to watch it again. But the hype Minus One got, I don't see why. It was a good movie, right? But Holy shit. If you are a critic and you base your score for Godzilla x Kong The New Empire in comparison to Godzilla -1, you should be fired from every critic, media, website. I don't give a shit. -1 was obviously a human drama movie. It revolved around a human plot, a human drama plot, which Godzilla just so happens to be part of. But this movie is a monsterverse movie that the humans just so happen to be part of. The drama is all around the monsters. Kong went from a character that just big and strong to developing to a character that has emotion, a sense of humor. And not just Kong, Godzilla as well, and every other monster character. Although I kind of like Godzilla vs. Kong a little bit more. So if that movie is 76% fresh, I'll say this one needs to be at the very least, a 70. So that's all I had to get off my chest. Do you think -1 influenced the critics a little bit? Or do you think it deserved a 55% ride?